Oh, yeah. It is Sunday evening. We're going to have a good time tonight. We got a great topic, guys. Welcome to Andre and Andrea's Love Crossing Borders. Guys, we got 30 people in the building. You know what that means. Click that like button. We like you. Make sure you like us, too. Therefore,
Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth, oh yeah.
Oprah coming next. So make sure you guys click that like button. We're about to get ready to get started with the shout outs because we got a great topic tonight. We got some videos to do a reaction to, some of this information that you've already heard, but there's new information of things that are taking place here in Colombia. Winter is not coming like Kevin Samuels once said. Winter is actually here, and it's not just winter for Colombia. We're doing a video today. Our topic is the United States versus Colombia when it comes to travel advisory warnings. The United States versus Colombia. There's some things you're going to learn about Colombia that you didn't know, but there are going to be some things about the United States that you're going to hear that you didn't know about that either. So we're going to talk about those topics, but before we get started, let's get started with the shout-outs, because you know me.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me. First person in the building is my man, Kings and Dreams. I got to get a drop for you, New York, for you East Side boys. I got to get one drop that I need to set up for you guys that's on the East Coast. Shout out to you, Kings and Dreams, being here. Shout out to my man, World Explorer, being here. Finally catching a live. Shout out to you, brother, for being here from the start. And shout out to the replay crew in the building. Shout out to all you truck drivers, all you military dudes, all you second and third shift individuals that are out there, all you weekend warriors that are out there working this weekend, you overtime workers, I got your back, baby. Just listen in, and I'm going to keep you rolling for the end of your shift. I got you to the end of your shift, baby, or at least for you third shifters while you're on your way driving to your shift right now. Shout out to you guys as well. Let's continue on with my man Jonathan's in the building. Shout out to you. Bring that beat back. Oh yeah. Shout out to Jonathan. And I like that name. Any name. He said Medellin is still safe. Don't believe everything that you hear in the media. You are absolutely correct, brother. We're going to actually watch a video by DC Rob. He just dropped that today, so we're going to make sure he get those views. He just dropped a video today regarding the mayor of Medellin and what the mayor is doing down there. You know that throughout Colombia, all the cities got new mayors if they were voted in as new mayors. So all the new mayors start their job on January 1st. And I'm talking about these mayors had a meeting in Colombia and they are kicking in doors. They're tired of being seen on CNN, C-SPAN. They're tired of being in the Economist magazine. You've even had Colombia in the Wall Street Journal for negative news. And so these mayors and governors of Colombia are not playing this go around. They are serious. Shout out to you guys being here. Shout out to my man Bernie in the building. Shout out to you, brother, for being here. And poor man 313.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Them 313 boys are at it again. They're at it again, Mom. They're at it again. Shout out to you being here. Shout out to my man Charles, moderator of the year. Shout out to my man Charles for being here. I appreciate you, brother. Also, the Canadian boys are at it again. Black Nubian.
I told this guy where I was from. He said, oh, Canada.
The Canadian boys at it again. They can't help themselves. We got 72 people in the building. Click that like button. I like you. Make sure you like us too, because we already know. Let me hit that drop. Let me get back to that drop. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth, oh yeah.
Oprah coming next once we establish this as a place of truth. Shout out to my man GL in the building. Shout GSL in the building. Louis in the building. What's up, brother? What's up, chat? and World Explorer with the $2.
We in Tampa.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you, brother, for being here.
Let's get it.
I hit the wrong drop. Let's bring that back. There we go with the super sticker. I appreciate that for the love of the game. Efron is in the building as well. Them Chi-Town boys. Here we go.
And you say Shot City. Shot City. Shot City.
Coming home again.
For them Chi-Town boys in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Costello. Let me see if I got this. Costello. Shout out to you, Costello, being in the building, brother. I appreciate you being here, man. He said, "What's up, brother Dre?" Alex Castillo, the principal. Shout out to you, brother, for being here. The principal. I like that. He said, "We'll be in Colombia on Wednesday. God bless." Let me know what area of Colombia that you're going to be in, brother. Let me know. A Pablo Fresh, great interview, man. I was watching it as I was getting ready for the show. I couldn't come into the stream because I knew I was getting ready for the show. But great interview with our boy Obsidian, and I'll be watching his first Rumble live stream tomorrow. So we're going to make sure, if you can do me a favor, Pablo, if you could drop Obsidian's Rumble link so guys can subscribe to Obsidian Ali's Rumble. So he's going to be on Rumble and not just on YouTube. And so guys, definitely you want to subscribe, because tomorrow I will be there supporting this brother and his new channel endeavor. Shout out to you. He said that Detroit drop gets me every time. Oh, yeah.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Don't play with me. You know them Canadian boys. You know them Detroit boys and them Canadian boys.
I told this guy where I was from. He said, "Oh, Canada."
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out to you guys being here. Chaos Reigns is in the building. Shout out to you, brother. I just got your link earlier for your show that you got coming up, so I'll be checking that out. Shout out to you being in the building as well. Annabus is in the building. Shout out to you being here also, brother. Glad that you guys made it in. We got 80 people in the building. Click that like button. I like you. Make sure you like us too, because we all know
Oprah coming next.
Oprah is coming next. So we got to make sure we click that like button. All right, let's scroll down. For Prophet is in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Glad that you're here. He said the interview with Anton was great. I'm going to be breaking that down into clips, man. Anton is a really, really good dude. Great supporter of the channel. Glad that you guys showed up and showed out on Saturday. And you encouraged me to start at least twice a month a Saturday morning live stream. So they're going to be doing that at least twice a month starting this month. So in a couple of weeks, I'll be doing another one. And I'm trying to schedule another interview as well on Saturday morning. So shout out to you guys. And it's all because of you. My man, Money Mitch is in the building. What up, Dre? Great interview yesterday with Anti, and it was fun. You guys made that interview so much fun. Bobby Space Ghost is in the building. Shout out to you, brother. He said, check it in before work. This channel is keeping me inspired and motivated. That's our goal, for each one of us to be motivated. Once again, today's topic is about United States versus Colombia. Winter is here, not just for Colombia. I'll say that again. There's some things we're going to learn about Colombia that you may or may not have known when it comes to travel advisory, but there's some things about the United States that you're going to learn today when it comes to travel advisory that they've been, and restrictions that have been put on the United States regarding, or at least warnings that's been put on the United States regarding going there. So we got a great topic tonight. We're going to have some great videos, and we're going to do DC. We're going to also watch DC Rob's video regarding what the mayor of Medellin, as well as many mayors around Colombia, are saying when it comes to pay for play. Man, they are not playing. They are isolating this pay for play thing. It's them. They've already said it's them versus the mobsters. They are isolating this pay for play thing. They're putting a limit on the begging, the pay for play, and the sales of illegal narcotics to tourists. So no more. They're trying to put an end to people just walking up to tourists begging They're trying to put an end to pay for play in certain areas of each city that have become problematic, and they're trying to put an end to the sales of drugs to tourists. They're trying to put an end to all that, and I agree with them. I really do. I'm so glad that they're actually doing that. Shout out to my man Timothy in the building. So we're going to talk about that topic tonight. Oh yeah, and we got my man Jimmy in the building as well. Shout out to you, brother. Shall we get to the cash apps in a second, brother? Cybersecurity world. I like that title. Shout out to you, brother. I like that title. He said, "What's up, Andre? What's up, brother?" Shout out to you. Wait a minute. Let me cybersecurity. Let me not say anything because I'm thinking that's one person. It may be somebody else. Shout out to you. Black Scorpion's in the building with the $5 super chip sticker for the love of the game. I appreciate you being here, brother. And my man Passport Crew. What's up, Dre? What's up to you too, brother? What's up to you? You said that you'll be in Medellin. Anytime man, you're going to have a great time down there. I promise you. Those of us that go to Medellin, the 1.7 million individuals. I'll say that again. In 2023, 1.7 million individuals went to Medellin and had no issues. You see how that works? Just like the 2.2 million people that go to Disney and have no issues, there are 1.7 million people last year went to Medellin, Colombia, and had no issues. 1.7 million people didn't get drugged. 1.7 million people didn't get robbed. 1.7 million people didn't get deleted. But the few individual scragglers and party boys and pay-for-play dudes and Pookies and Ray Rays, y'all the ones that got. I wish I could put it another way, but when I'm sitting back watching 1.7 million people going in and out, off and on planes, having no issues whatsoever, and then I'm looking at y'all like, you know, the what? Let's say of the tourists, let's say it was 10,000 tourists that either got robbed. Even though I know it's far less, I'm just going to double it. In Medellin, let's say it was 10,000. That's less than 1%. So when Castillo said, I'm going to go there, I'm going to have a great time, I'll be among the 1.7 million that goes there, enjoy myself, and go back home. That's how most people are. That's how most people are. Shout out to you, brother. I hope you keep us posted, man. I know you're going to have a great time. Shout out my man Passports and Profits. Yes, sir. You got to have both. What's up, everybody? Shout out to Jay Sharp being in the building. Shout out to you. Oh, man, Will is here. Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? He said, Dre, I think I'm going to change my name to Cali Hitman. I already know why, Will. Yes, sir. Shout out to you being in the building. Let's see. Oh, we got World Explorer once again. Shout out to you for being here, brother. And we got Theo Wolf in the building. Shout out to you, Theo. Theo, we need to get together and do an update video on how things going with your classes and your students and things like that. If you guys are trying to reach out to Theo when it comes to any form of IT career, if you want to work online, guys, this is the man. So be ready to reach out to him. And like I said, I want to set up another interview with Theo because the last one was extremely thorough, and I would love to get an update on what's going on with your latest students. Shout out to my man David in the building. He said they need to do that. Oh, he said they need to do that over here. You can't walk into Walmart without someone wanting money. No. I thought that was just in Florida. Man, you talking about... Man, listen, Florida, you know, anytime you got warm cities, Florida, Alabama, any parts of Montgomery, Alabama, New Orleans, Texas, parts of California, anytime you got warm cities, that's where you find an abundance of homeless people. You think you got homeless up north? Oh no. Homeless people migrate to the south so they can just beg for money all day long. And this is the funny part. In Florida, you got homeless people that's not even homeless. They will sit up there and beg for money, and at the end of the day, they aren't even homeless. Make sure you guys click that like button. We got 94 people in the building. Click that like button. We like you. Make sure you like us too. Here's one more stat for you guys. Did you know in the United States, the average amount of money per year that a homeless person makes? $40,000. The average homeless person in the United States makes $40,000 tax-free per year. That's why you'll see a homeless person that's panhandling, but their car is parked around the corner. Yeah, you caught how I said that. Shout out to Passport Crew once again. He say Cybersecurity World is my my new YouTube channel. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I paused. I was like, wait a minute. What in tarnations? What in the hemoglobin and haberdashery is going on here? The Professional Nomad Podcast in the building. Guys, like I always mention, if you are a YouTuber, content creator, if you are a person that does your content on Instagram or TikTok, drop the link so the rest of us can subscribe to your content. Make sure you drop the link tonight. You don't have to ask the moderators. Just drop the link. I want everybody to grow and blow up in regards to us communicating and connecting and assisting each other. Shout out to my man Keith in the building. You see what I'm pointing to? I'm pointing to the whiteboard, Keith, right there. Saturday, February 10th. I ain't gonna tell what time you get here. All right, I got it right there though. All the way till. You know what that means? You're going to be here for the Super Bowl gathering. All of us brothers that come together for the Super Bowl weekend. Oh, yeah. I got to make sure let me write that down because I got to make our reservations at Hooters. That's where we all meet up every year at Hooters. So let me make those write that down for the Hooters reservation. All right. Shout out to you, Keith, for being here and the $5 super chat. Antoine Hooks is in the building. Shout out to you. What? And we got Tiger Blood. Tiger Blood, make sure he wasn't the last one here like he was last time. I mean, you came like real late last time. Shout out to you. We got 105 people in the building. Click that like button. I like you guys. Make sure you like us too. He said, "Oh, okay, cool. You said you was there in August. You had no problem. People just hype stuff up. Yeah, they do. They really do. Let me see who else we have in here. Don, aka Don JP, is in the building. Shout out to you, brother, for being here. Oh yeah, oh yeah." Oh, we got Joseph in the building, man. Shout out to you, brother, for being here. Shout out to us brothers that wear glasses. Shout out to us. I think it looks like I've gotten everybody. Shout out to you guys being here. Looks like that's the end of the shout outs. Let me turn the music down. Let me actually turn the music down and change the music. There we go. Let me turn that down a little bit. And now we're going to change it, having more relaxed music, grown man music. All right. Once again, shout out to my man Jay in the building as well. And Charles. Shout out to Charles being here. He said, "Have I ever gone to Venezuela or any desire to?" I do. Venezuela is beautiful. Beauty, especially the beach area. Whew. Nice. Venezuela has the world's largest waterfall. Man, listen, I'm trying to get there. But to go to Venezuela, you have to have a sponsor. A lot of people don't realize you have to have somebody that lives in pause. Shout out to Mr. Snuggles being in the building. Shout out to you being in the building. I appreciate you being here. Lupe is in here. Oh man, y'all just coming up in here. Shout out to y'all being here. But yeah, Venezuela, you have to have, in order to go to Venezuela, you have to have somebody that lives there that will be a sponsor, because you have to get a visa to get in. You can't just walk into Venezuela with your U.S. passport. You have to get a visa to get in. So we got some connections in order to get a visa to get in. And so we're going to be trying to take advantage of those. But we're going to be going this year to Southeast Asia. So we're going to be hitting Japan and maybe hitting Vietnam, and we're definitely zooming in Thailand. So and Cambodia. So we'll be hitting that area, this year, later at the end of the year. So we're looking forward to that. But other than that, I think we got one trip we're trying to schedule to go to the States. Well, actually, we got 2 trips to go to the States, because we're going to be a part of the Black Manosphere Conclave with our man Obsidian, and especially our man Theo Wolf. Yes, we're going to be a part of that, as well as with Pablo Frescobar. He's a major part of that. All those guys are doing a great job with that. So we're going to be down there with those gentlemen, and there's going to be so many speakers. So it's going to be in Houston in September. So you guys who want to do a meetup, as well as meet up with Theo, and meet up with all these great brothers that are doing some great things, Houston, September, be ready. I'm telling you, if you can't make it across the country, out of the country, at least try to make it across the country. Shout out to Corey being in the building. Shout out to you. I appreciate you being here. Let's get started, guys. I don't want to hold you up. The first video that we're going to watch is DC Rob. DC Rob just dropped this video not even a few hours ago, so we're going to watch it straight from his channel so he can get credit for it. And the topic is about what the Colombian mayor in Medellin is doing about the problem where 8 people got deleted in December. We're actually in November, December in Medellin. Andrea and I were just talking about this because we put out a video in September. Why? Because Colombians start celebrating Christmas in September. I mean, seriously start celebrating Christmas in September. So we were letting guys know, listen, if you're going to come to Colombia right around December, November, we were telling dudes, don't come. We were telling dudes, if you don't have a connection down here during the month of September and November, don't come to Colombia. If you are a wild child. Now, if you're a good dude like everybody else, come on down to Colombia. You'll have a great time during the holiday, a really good time during the holidays. Medellin is an amazing city during the holidays. Cali, our festivals are during that time period, so it's really off the chain over here. But do remember, guys, do realize this: if you are on, if you're a wild child, and I know that's no matter what age, coming to Colombia in December is not a good thing. If you're on effery and you just wilding out, you gotta have three women in your room per night. Yeah, Colombia in December, we not the country for you, bro. You don't need to be here. And guys didn't listen to us in September. And me and Andrea warned guys in October. Nobody listened to us in October. And then in November, that's when deletions start happening. We already told you that September is the December and November are the #1 months for dudes to get hustled. And they didn't listen. And so now you got all those dudes that got deleted, and it's sad. Am I dipping? He said, I love it here. He said parties in the streets in December. Yeah, it's an amazing city in December. The Christmas lights, man, listen. If you have never experienced like real Christmas lights, I'm not talking about like one house, or I'm not talking about like in your neighborhood, there's a whole neighborhood for like Christmas. I'm talking about, man, Medellin goes all out, fireworks, everything. Yeah, fireworks for the holidays. They go all out. It is beautiful down there. You got Colombians that come from all over the country to go to Medellin just to enjoy their Christmas festival. Yeah, they on effery and get effed. Yep. Good call. Good call, Dave. Like the one guy in cart that got that. You're going to see it in the video. But let's get started with DC Rob's video first and hear what he has to say. And once again, he's going to be talking about the mayor in Medellin. What he's talking about, what Medellin is doing, that's the same thing that the mayor in Cartagena is doing as well. Let me push myself out the way. And we'll get started with DC Rob. Shout out to Rob. Make sure you guys subscribe to Rob's channel as well. Moderators, could one of you drop DC Rob's link to his channel?
Gutierrez leads an intervention in Parque Gutierrez. Follow along.
You're watching DC-born Rob, Racing Borders. And now, news.
Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located. Thanks for watching. You're watching DC-born Rob, Racing Borders. I'm DC Rob. I have two quick stories for you. The first one is about Mayor Pico Gutierrez walking with the police in Parque Gutierrez to show a force or some sense of force and the fact that he's going to crack down on things. And also, they finally unveiled the statue for J Balvin, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's crazy. Anyway, let's just jump into the first story. Pico led intervention at Parque Gutierrez with police and social inclusion. The president said that, like this intervention, many will be carried out in the different sectors of the city. On the night of Friday, February 2nd, the mayor of Medellin, Federico Gutierrez, led an intervention at Parque Gutierrez in Medellin with the intention of reducing begging, prostitution, and exploitation. We cannot continue passing through 10 seeing the social horrors that we see as if nothing is happening. It is happening. The Gutierrez Park and this entire area were taken over by the mafias, and what we're finding is that absolute disaster, said the president. The mayor of Medellin stated that they will not allow the or labor exploitation of children and adolescents in this area of the city. We are not going to allow tourists who come for the topic of tourism, drugs, and much worse when they come to everything that has to do with exploitation of children and adolescents. He also assured that the party is over for the criminals who are behind and drug crimes, including merchants who lend their premises for these activities. We will be allies of merchants who comply with the norm, but those merchants who use their business for drug distribution issues and much worse for exploitation of children and adolescents, it is not that their premises will be sealed 1 day or 2 days. Domain forfeiture will be applied to them, he added. Pico led intervention at Parque Gutierrez with police and in social inclusion. And he expressed that many like this intervention will be carried out in different sectors. Okay, now on to J Balvin. If you're not familiar with J Balvin, then you're probably not in Medellin, Colombia. He's the reggaeton artist from there. Let's jump into this one. Despite facing controversies and lacking permits for public exhibition in Parque Gutierrez, the sculpture honoring Paisa reggaeton singer J Balvin, created by sculptor John Fitzgerald, was unveiled inside El Diablote restaurant bar in Gutierrez Park. Figurative sculpture is made of sequenced, multi-dimensional iron sheet and colored lights and QR codes providing information about the artist. Acknowledging no involvement from Balvin or his family, Fitzgerald has been working on the project for years, aiming to recognize Balvin's contributions to Colombia and Medellin through music. Originally part of the Talent Route project, which aimed to honor multiple Medellin artists, the sculpture faced setbacks but found a temporary home amid ongoing efforts to secure outdoor display permits. Local artists, including Landa Friak and actress Aura Cristina Gaither, attended the unveiling ceremony. So there you go. Just two quick stories to keep you up to date with Medellin, Colombia, and Colombia as a whole. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to travel, but travel safe.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to pause it right there. Let me move my man out of the way. There we go. Now, he was saying this. He was several things that he said. First thing that he said, that the mayor was walking through Parque Gutierrez with the police officers to let them know we're cracking down on this pay for play in these areas. Enough is enough. This is a brand new mayor. In other words, how we say it in the States, there's a new sheriff in town. Same thing in Cartagena. Same thing in Bogota. There's a new sheriff in town. And so they're cracking down. They're serious about this. What number two thing that DC Rob said, one of the reasons that they're serious is because there are guys going down to Colombia now and they're messing with kids. It's one thing for y'all to go down, for us men to go down and have fun with the lovely ladies. It's another thing that movies are out. I'll say this again. Movies are out that are highlighting Colombia and kids. The Christian movie that just came out a couple months ago that did well, where the guy was a federal military agent, and he, promised this man. He said, "I found your daughter. They take your kids." And the movie went, true story. And the movie went through Cartagena, where he had to go find the daughter. And he almost got the daughter, and then they ended up taking the daughter to another location in the movie, into the jungles, and the man had to go into the jungles of Colombia to get this man's daughter back, who was from El Salvador, a dude from the States, a military guy from the States, promised this man, "I will get your 2 kids back." He got the son back, and then a story is about all the time that he had to fight to get the man's daughter back. In the city that they came through to try to first get the daughter back was Cartagena, Colombia. And since that movie came out, and then the truth about dudes coming down, messing with little kids, oh, bruh. Colombian government has been on top of everything. And all that's raveled up into the pay for play. All that's raveled up in pay for play. So they're serious. This is not where they're just talking for a couple weeks. It's going to go back to norm. No, yeah, that's the movie. No, not Pastor, the guy, the actor who played in The Passion of the Christ. He was the actor in that movie playing he did a good job. If you guys have, I forget the name of the movie. Andrea and I watched it a couple weeks ago too. It was really good. That's the sad part, that I forgot the title. But yeah, true story. The guy came through Cartagena. We was like, Cartagena? What did Cartagena got to do with missing kids? And come to find out, a lot of that sad trafficking. Let's put it like this: the sad trafficking happens through Colombia, and dudes that can't think they can get away with it in the States come down to Colombia to try to get away with it. Sound of Freedom. That's the name of the movie. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much. Yep, Sound of Freedom. Absolutely. It was really, really good movie. So if you guys get a chance to see that, almost half the movie is in Colombia. Almost half the movie is in Colombia. So they're cracking down. They're serious about this. And so it's impacting the dudes that usually come down here for just regular pay for play, between dudes messing with kids and dudes getting deleted. Colombia is like, man, we went through that in the 80s and the 90s. We ain't going through this again. And so that's why the mayors are cracking down. And the governors, they had a big meeting just a couple weeks ago. So it's not just one city or two cities. Man, they crack it down all across the country. Here in Cali, same thing. Yep, that was the movie. It was really good. Really good, man. If you talking about a movie that had you on the edge of your seat, that movie really had you. Let's go on to shout out to you guys that are just coming to the live stream. Make sure you click the like button. We got 140 people in the building. Shout out to you. I like you. Make sure you like us too, because
Oprah coming next.
Oprah is coming next. As soon as you click that like button. All right, guys, we're going to be doing a comparison. There are two countries that are on the watch list for international travel. Two countries on the watch list for international travel because of crime and deletions. I'm going to say this again. Because of crime, people getting drugged, and deletions. One country we're going to look at because we know all about it. Colombia. Sadly, but true. Colombia is in the top 10 cities countries where they're saying, bruh. And you would think it's Jamaica's. Yep, you would think it would be Jamaica with the 65 deaths that they had over the last, month? And Nigeria, they're on the list too. But guess who else is on the list? Where countries are saying, do not go there. It is too dangerous. The United States. And we're going to show you why. There's so many headlines and news footage that I got receipts tonight. I got receipts. That's why it's Colombia versus United States. When I sit back and I hear people cry about what's going on in Colombia, and I'm looking at the United States, I'm like, oh, let me pull up some receipts real quick. And so now United States doesn't realize that there are a lot of countries that warn their people, do not go to the United States. And if you do go, they say this, keep your head on a swivel. Keep your head on a swivel. Come on, people in the United States. We already know we can't go to church without somebody trying to delete us. We can't go to Target without somebody trying to delete us. We can't send our kids to school without somebody trying to delete our kids, whether it be kindergarten or whether it be college. And if you think that Colombia is bad with drugging and deleting and robbing, wait till you watch this. Let's get ready to get started. Shout out to Snuggles being in the building. Shout out to International Drizzy being in the building as well. Shout out to Drizzy being here. All you brothers. Yeah. Even before COVID. Absolutely correct, brother. That's a good call. Let's get ready to get started with these video clips.
Urgent warning for Americans visiting Colombia after a...
Now we're going to start off talking about Colombia. Then we're going to go off into talking about America or the United States and the advisories that are out there.
String of deaths in tourist hotspots. The U.S. Embassy in Bogota urging travelers not to use dating apps in the country, writing in a security alert that criminals are using the sites to lure victims, with many U.S. citizens drugged, robbed, and even killed by their Colombian dates. Embassy officials confirming the deaths of at least 8 Americans traveling.
I'm gonna say this real quick, guys, for an interruption. They said there's a warning out there, especially using dating apps. They are absolutely correct. Don't use any dating apps. I remember I used to sit back and say, hey, well, if you use Colombian Cupid this way, blah, 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 don't even use that. Don't use any of the dating apps. What about Bumble? Okay, none. Be a grown man and do like we used to do before there was technology. Men were meeting women, having babies, having relationships, smashing. All that stuff was still going on prior to technology. So let's not pretend that us men ain't never been able to pull women without an app. Maybe we've gotten a little lazy with our skills, but at the end of the day, we are men. And if we don't know how to do nothing, we know that all women have needs that come out to feed. And so make sure, you guys, let's not get caught up on those apps, at least in Colombia. And I know that there are YouTubers out there that's telling you this is the way that I use the app. There are other YouTubers out there saying there's nothing wrong with the apps. Dude, the receipts are in the streets. The receipts are not on YouTube. YouTubers, they'll tell you any old thing, dude, sometimes. The receipts are in the streets and in a morgue. You know how many dudes would not have gotten drugged, or wouldn't have gotten robbed, or wouldn't have gotten deleted if it were only the alleviation of apps? That's it. If it just would have been the alleviation of using apps, there'd have been so many dudes that would still be alive. Shout out to you, Kenny, for being here. And my man, Queens, New York, being in the building. Shout out to you, brothers. But let's get back to the video. I'm going to start it back from the beginning. But definitely, guys, you do not want to get caught up on those dating apps. And so once again, we're comparing the United States travel advisory to Colombia's travel advisory, but we're starting with Colombia.
Tonight, an urgent warning for Americans visiting Colombia after a string of deaths in tourist hotspots. The U.S. Embassy in Bogota urging travelers not to use dating apps in the country, writing in a security alert that criminals are using the sites to lure victims, with many U.S. citizens drugged, robbed, and even killed by their Colombian dates. Embassy officials confirming the deaths of at least 8 Americans traveling in Medellin, possibly linked to the apps. The embassy's alert indicated officials do not believe all 8 of the deaths are linked and said they've seen an increase in reports of incidents involving the use of online dating applications to lure victims, typically foreigners, for robbery by force or using sedatives to drug and rob individuals. Often the reports coming from major Colombian cities like Medellin, Cartagena, and Bogota. Murders of foreign visitors went up by 29% in the latter part of 2023 compared to the previous year, according to the embassy, and most of the victims were U.S. citizens.
And in terms of the passport bro thing, I think, alluding to what you said, I think a lot of guys are just tired of feeling unappreciated in the United States, so they're looking for respect and love elsewhere. Because I think what feminism has done is made men not inclined to provide as much.
Do not use dating apps if you're visiting Colombia. This new warning comes after 8 American tourists have died under mysterious circumstances.
Cut the bullshit. It was not under mysterious circumstances. Let's call it how it is. They were there for sex workers. They went to a total different country in order to get sex. Can we stop this narrative? Yes, can we stop of painting Colombia as the violent place that it was back in the 80s, almost 40 years ago? Yes. Colombia is a dangerous place. So is the States. It's been 8 people. You wanna know how many people this happens to in the States? More than 16,000 abductions and thousands of SA assaults. They don't even have a specific number because there are thousands and thousands of cases. I understand maybe your video was in an informative way, but you're literally painting a whole country just for 8 cases when there are more than 16,000 cases that happened in the US.
This was my point.
I'm going to pause that for a split second because he made an excellent point, and I've been saying that for a while. Medellin is not Colombia. Cartagena is not Colombia. Cali or Bogota are not Colombia. Those are cities in Colombia, but they don't make up the majority of the everyday people that hate, and I mean hate, crime in Colombia. Colombians do not like crime. I kid you not. That's one thing that since I've been here in all the cities that I've gone to that I can attest to. Colombians like, we don't have much as it is, and you trying to steal what I got? So if you guys think that you hate crime as a tourist, just imagine how much Colombians hate crime that are everyday people that live here. So guys, when I say most Colombian women aren't party girls, most Colombian women are not pay for play. And I mean in the 90 percentile. 90% of Colombian women are not out there on some stroll. Just like over 99% of women in the United States aren't party girls in Vegas, are they? Or you don't see 99% of women in New York out there on the strip, do you? No. Just the same concept. What about in Florida? Do you have 99% of the women in Miami as party girls all night and pay for play and sniffing a little something? They don't. 90% of the women in Miami are just everyday women that either work in hospitality or work the other positions, the other jobs throughout the city and go back home. Most of Miami does not go or live on South Beach. So it is with Colombia. I kid you guys not. That's why I continue to emphasize on the 1.7 million people that go to Medellin and have no problem at all, or the 3.5 million people that go to Cartagena and have no issues, no robberies, no druggings, no deletions. 3.5 million last year. So he's absolutely correct. Let's not paint a whole country based off of what took place, because there are countries, and I want you guys to remember this before we go back. There are countries that put the United States on a terrorist travel advisory and painting all of us as U.S. citizens as if we're a part of the mass deletions that take place throughout the year. Most of us ain't got nothing to do with that, but there are countries that are telling their people, don't go to the United States. They will delete you. Everybody's got a something. They're crazy. Colombians think, I'm gonna tell you guys something. No, I said I was gonna go back to the video. Do realize most Colombianas don't trust foreign guys. Why? Because they watch our news and they see how crazy we are on our news. That's why it's easy for you to meet a Colombiana in a mall, on her job. They're very approachable women. At a club or a bar, at a meetup spot, speed dating, language exchanges. Throughout Colombia, most major cities have Gringo Tuesdays where everybody come together and meet up. So you don't have to use an app necessarily, but the one place that is hard to get the attention of a Colombian woman, if she's walking down the street. Even if you want that one, it's hard to get. Why? They don't trust people just walking up on them like that. And I just watched a documentary. Japan is the same way. Theo, could you attest to that? I just watched a documentary yesterday on Japan and dating, and they were saying that Japanese women aren't accustomed to just total strangers walking up on them like that, like we are in the United States. Like we'll walk up on a female and, converse, whether she accepts us or not. That's one thing. But at the end of the day, it's different here in Colombia. So there's a lot of places to meet the ladies, but just walking down the street in public, they don't know. Why? Because they watch our news and they see what we do to each other in the United States, and they actually believe that we'll do that to them. Even Andrea's mom and dad kind of held their breath to see if I was crazy because of all the stories that they heard about crazy Americans. Theo says this. Theo says Japanese women don't want to be approached. However, if you are tall and black, they're open up to it. Thank you, Theo. Yeah, Andrea's mom and dad were kind of like, okay, is he serious? Or here's the statement. Or is he another American coming down here lying about caring about our daughter? Remember, I mentioned this. Males and females in Colombia live at home for the most part until they get married. So no matter how much you got as a Colombian man, and you can own 4 properties and 2 or 3 businesses, most Colombian men still live at home with their parents, even in their 40s, until they get married. That's not uncommon in Colombia. It's not uncommon for a Colombian man to not have his own place, even though he has 5 Airbnbs throughout the city. That's very common. Same thing with women. So Andrea was staying with her parents. She used to live in Medellin at one point in time, running her company. Mom and dad got sick. I mean, her mom and her grandma got sick, so she came back home to take care of those ladies. They're doing great now, but she was staying with her parents. Why? Because that's what Colombian women do. No matter what you own, no matter how many degrees you got, no matter how much money you got, no matter how successful Andrea was, the reason why is because she could be more protected by having uncles and her dad around, protected just in case dudes like me was a crazy American that was trying to sneak into her life. Because a lot of times we'll come down here, we'll lie to women. Oh yeah, brother, we some liars. We'll come down to Colombia just to get to Coochie. We will lie and tell her, I'm going to live here. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You're going to be living here? Yes. I'm going to give you the Coochie. And the next thing you know, you disappear. A lot of dudes come down here lying like that, like they're high school kids when they don't have to. And so the other Colombia women don't trust us. Do not ever think you getting off that plane and just because you're American, they trust you. It's literally the exact opposite. If you're a good dude, that, you know, those guards will come down. But for the most part, real Colombian women, that's why I tell y'all it's the between party girls, bottom feeders, pay for play, and real Colombianas. You rarely see YouTubers do videos with real Colombianas. Because real Colombianas ain't no party girls. That's crazy. No. Do they like to dance here? Yes. Do they like to drink in Colombia? Yes. But nobody's out there partying all day long like it's Mardi Gras. No. These people are getting up in the morning, going to work, and going home just like we do in the States. But they don't trust us to tell the truth, and they don't trust us to not delete them. Just like when that girl got deleted in Bogota by the white dude last year, you better believe every Theo Waff, not Theo Wolf. Thanks, Kenny. You better believe every Colombian female in their family was talking about, see those crazy. One white dude from Texas fell in love with the Colombiana, was jealous, and deleted her. All of us Americans. It wasn't even about, they didn't sit back and say, you see, you can't trust those white Americans. They didn't say that. Not here in Colombia. See, you can't trust those Latin Americans. Nope. You can't trust those black Americans. They said you can't trust American men because of what one white dude did last year. And it just reverberated throughout the country. And they still talking about us because of that dude. So some of you guys that don't live here, you come down here, you don't realize. Just be yourselves. That's the best thing that you can do. Be yourself. Don't pretend to be somebody else. Just be you. Be honest. And I'm telling you, doors will continue to open up for you. It's not hard. But these dudes that come down here doing too much, they end up making it hard on all of us. No matter what race, color, or creed. Let's go back to the video. Because the guy that's talking, he's originally from Cali, Colombia. Even though he lives in the States now, he's from Cali, Colombia. So he definitely knows what he was actually raised in Cali. So let's go back to the video. Let me get myself out of the way. Shout out to Obi being in the building.
Point right here. It might have gotten misconstrued.
Not his brother, but the other brother.
It's a sad situation all
his
around.
Brother's from the States.
These men died. They might have families, children. I don't know their situations. However, let's use our common sense is all I'm saying. You're going to another country where you probably don't speak the language to meet strangers off the internet you've never seen before in private places. Like, I wouldn't even do that in the States. And somebody said this in the comments, you can get got in the States. Like, you can be a lick in the States. We don't want to hear about more of y'all on the news because you didn't take precaution.
It's getting wild out there. And it's been wild for these PP bros for a couple of years now. We keep seeing these stories in the headlines where these Americans go to these foreign countries and they get robbed or worse.
So the mayor of one of the towns said something pretty interesting. He basically said that he does not want people to come to Colombia if they're just coming for the sex and the drugs. And I think that a lot of people actually just think of Colombia as like this like red light district because sex work is legal in Colombia. So he basically said anyone who thinks they can come here for that, sex and drugs, tourism, we don't want them. And I kind of agree with him, right? So RIP to the men that lost their lives and condolences to their families. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that?
This is 59-year-old Gregory Stewart Owens, who was looking for love in Colombia when he was gunned down in the streets of Cartagena during a robbery in October 2023. Owen was robbed of all his belongings, including his watch and a gold chain around his neck.
Okay, let's pause right there. This guy right here, sadly, you know, RIP, he passed on just a couple of months ago. He was outside of the, here's the scenario that Americans don't know. And that's the cool part about having some of us that are boots on the ground. The video footage came out. He was outside of the walled city where most of us, 99% of us go when we go to Cartagena. The airport is right here. Let's say the airport is right here on my arm. His hotel was right here. Not even a couple miles down was the gated city, or the old town where most of us stay in that area of Cartagena. Surrounded by police, it's safety. The clock tower, that's the area that they're cleaning up. So, but he decided to have a hotel close to the airport. Yes, and off the Atlantic Ocean. All this is the Atlantic Ocean. But he wasn't in the safe zone. On the video of his deletion, guys saw him stand. Everybody's getting off work. So you're seeing rush hour traffic. He's standing there with the gold chain on. This the video with the gold chain on and a blinging watch in Cartagena sunlight, just a shining, just saying, "Come get me." Like they said in Colombia, don't give papaya. Don't give papaya. He tried, instead of just giving up the chain and the watch to the two motorcyclists, he started to fight them. One ran off and jumped on his motorcycle. The other one, who was strapped, he see this big black, think about it. I'm a small Colombian. The average Colombian is like, the average Colombian male is no taller than 5'7", 5'8". So you got this big dude from the States, big heavy brother from the States, ready to tussle you. He know he can't do no tussling with this big American dude, big black dude, but he knows what he can do. Blah-yow, blah-yow, blah-yow. He put 3 hot balls in him. Then took his chain, and all this is on the video. Then took his chain and his watch, and my man bled out there on the ground. All he had to do was give up the chain and the watch. All he had to do was get him a spot in the same place where the rest of us stayed in Cartagena, the old town, where all the police are, where all the security are. It's these little things that you need to, that's why consultations are so important, or at least connections, or with the WhatsApp group or Facebook group. It's these little thing, boots on the ground tips that you get, that you think you know everything. Oh, I got a hotel room. Okay, cool. There was a young brother here yesterday. I said, where's your Airbnb? On the south side of Cali. I said, oh, you got a chick over here. He said, what do you mean? I say, no brother automatically gets an Airbnb on the south side of Cali. That's way on the other side of the city. You chasing some chick. You isolated from the rest of us, brother. There, just in my neighborhood alone, there's 30 brothers from the States that live in my neighborhood, ex-military, right here. At least 30. You'll see all of us at the Super Bowl gathering in a couple weeks. But what do these dudes do? Come to Cali, don't want to listen, think you know, forget about boots on the ground, and they go to the other side of the city and something happens to them. Same thing that happened to this gentleman right here when he was in Cartagena. And that's what you guys don't hear. You just hear the sad part of, oh, wow, a dude got deleted. But there's a lot behind the story that we who live here know that you guys never hear. Shout out to you guys being here. Thank you guys for the super chats. Thank you guys for the super chats and all you new guys that just came in. And also the cash apps. I'll get to the cash apps and the super chats in a moment, brethren.
Owen's family finally received his body in Tennessee 2 weeks after he was unalive.
Think about it. It took his family 2 weeks to get his body.
This is Johnny Jerome. He was 45 and was found dead in a jacuzzi in a luxury hotel suite in Medellin on November 2nd. He was unalive the day after celebrating his birthday with a cousin and 2 women he met on a dating app. Philip Mullins, a 32-year-old Tennessee man, was found dead in a room at the upscale 1 Million Suites Hotel in Medellin after a night out with a woman. And Minnesota comedian, I do not want to butcher his name, a high school valedictorian, was found dead on December 11th in a ravine after he had met a woman for a date. He was 45 years old and was beaten to death with a blunt object.
We're going to pause right there for a split second. Most of those guys, when it came to the jacuzzi guy and the guy that was found deceased in the hotel, most of it is you dudes, I don't want to say you dudes, but those dudes that dealt with beautiful bottom feeders. I want to mention this like I always do. Colombia is this. If you ever want to know what my metaphor or example of Colombia is you're going to the most beautiful apple orchard you've ever seen. The yellow apples, the red apples, the Michigan apples, all those Washington State apples, gorgeous apples in one apple field. They're all yours to pick for free. No issues. And as you've got the basket in your arm to pick apples, you don't grab the ladder to climb up to get the best. You don't even grab the low-hanging fruit that you could grab and just put in your basket. What these guys did, they came to the garden or the apple orchard known as Colombia, and they saw fruit on the ground. And it looked good on this side. But when you turn that apple over, it was full of ants, worms, and filth and dirt. And they ate it. And they ate it. They had the opportunity once again, still got the basket in their arm, could have grabbed the ladder and got the higher hanging fruit, could have gotten the low hanging fruit in front of them. What did they do again? They kept walking through the orchard and saw another apple on the ground. Oh, wow, I haven't seen one of these yellow ones. It looks good. Turned around. There's ants, there's bees, bugs, dust and dirt on it. And they eat it. And they eat more. And they eat more. And they eat more off the ground. And when it gets them sick to the point of death in some cases, they want to blame the whole apple orchard, whole beautiful apple orchard, because they decided to eat apples off the ground. And so many of us continue to do that. Until the mayor of the orchards have to step in and take away your basket and have to walk beside you like a child. And you know how they put the little leash on the neck of the little leash around the little kids now, so the little kids can't run off? That's what the mayor of the apple orchard got to do for a lot of dudes, because they don't know how to go through an apple orchard and pick from the trees. That's Colombia. Just because she looked good on one side, on the other side, she filled with worms, filth, ants, and dirt. And you keep on eating. And that's why I don't feel sad for the dude that got deleted. I feel sad that it happened, and I feel sad for their family members. Stop eating off the ground. Stop coming to Colombia and Brazil and Ecuador, feeding the animals. Feed women. Feed yourself. When I say women, good women, but we have to stop coming to these countries only feeding the animals. Somebody that's ready to devour and destroy your life with one swipe like a grizzly bear. One thing I learned about being in Colombia, I'm not that tough. I'm never that tough to where I can out-con a woman that's a beautiful bottom feeder. Yeah, the BFF, David. I'm not that tough to where I could come to a Colombia and the apple orchard is beautiful and I'm eating apples off the dang ground and I'm blaming the whole country because the apple orchard, because I'm eating apples off the ground. Stop dealing with giving your energy, your time, and your resources to women that don't deserve it. And you'll be just like the other 1.7 million people that go to Medellin that have no issues. The 3.5 million people that go to Cartagena every year that never have any issues. Why? They pick from the trees. They pick from the trees. Excuse me, gentlemen. He say, no, I'm saying I don't flash no needs over you. I think I'm dipping in the conversation. Shout to you being here, brother. I'm glad that you're here tonight. Shout to my man being in the building. So, Andre, are you blaming the victim? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. See, it's easy for us men to sit back and say, ladies in the States, you need to close your legs to Pookie and Ray Ray, right? We do that, don't we? We will tell women all day long, it is your fault, that it is your responsibility. Why? That baby is in your stomach. So if it hits the planet, if it is birthed, in other words, you pushed to birth it out. You didn't delete the baby in the first couple of weeks. You decided to keep the baby, ladies, even though you knew that Pookie, this would be his 12th child, and you decided to push that baby into the planet. That's your responsibility, ladies. You spread your legs, ladies. Y'all only having babies by Pookies and Ray Rays, lady. See, it's easy to have fun but it ain't fun when the rabbits got a gun. It's easy to talk about what the ladies in the States ain't doing. But when it's time to talk about our responsibility and how irresponsible and unwise we are, oh yeah. We don't want to hear our side of the story. It is our responsibility when we sit back and we know that guys have been saying for almost 3 years, stay the heck off those dating apps. Be a man about yours. You ain't had no date. How many of y'all was getting coochie before dating apps? And I mean plenty of coochie, plenty of ladies, plenty of dates, plenty of Netflix and chill before dating apps. So while you was in the state, so was I. Colombian women are ultra approachable. Okay, how many of y'all been cussed out by a Colombian woman that y'all approached? Never. Me, never. How many of y'all done got that little sassy neck from a Colombian woman? Like, not. Have you ever had? No. Not one. Okay, so none of us got no receipts regarding when you walk up to a Colombian woman and try to get that number that she ever was like, see, no. No, she ain't never did that, did she? Colombian women are ultra approachable. And even when they got a man, they let you know about that they got a man so feminine that you like, okay, I'll go to the next one. But we continue to lean on these apps because we saw somebody prior to us lean on the apps before our first trip. Now, have some guys had success with apps? Yes, I know some guys that have had success with apps, but the numbers don't lie now. It is becoming very few and far in between that are successful with apps. You guys are saber-toothed tigers, like I always say. Don't lose your fangs. You were getting all the coochie you ever wanted in life prior to apps. Don't act like apps was the only thing that apps did for us was just get us the ability to get, LaWanda's on the other side of the cities that I never knew. I can smash LaWanda. That was the best that apps ever did for us. It just let us know that there are more women in different geographics. But as far as taking away our ability to converse with the ladies, that was honed from high school all the way through college or whatever it may be. So yeah, I do put responsibility on us men. If you fly across the world from one continent to another continent and you get an Airbnb in your name or a hotel room in your name and you pull out your money that you worked hard for and you meet this woman in a club that you paid to get into, or you paid for an app and you were the one that conversed with her and you brought her to an Airbnb and you didn't know anything about her, the common denominator is so it is on the victims. And I don't even want to call these guys victims. I just want to sit back and say that the guys didn't make a wise decision and they paid for it with their lives, sadly. I give you another story that I was going to share with you guys. True story. Medellin, Colombia, last year. No, the year before, 2022. Guy comes to Colombia for a wedding celebration with his wife. Comes to Colombia with his wife. Medellin, true story. They're at a gathering, like after wedding gathering. He starts an argument with his wife on purpose so he could storm out the door. Brother, just in case you're wondering, there was a brother, so he could storm out the door. Not even an hour later, they found his body floating in a hotel room. He got scoped and he died. All he wanted to do was try to find a way to get away from his wife to go smash a Colombiana real quick. And he paid for it with his life. Whose fault was that? His wife? The wedding party? The female that drugged him? The gang that gave the females the drugs to drug him with? It's his fault. Your life is your responsibility. Your life is your fault. Your life and my life are self-inflicted at this stage of life. We are grown men. Our life is self-inflicted. We either inflict good things into our lives or bad things. No matter what happens, it is our responsibility. I refuse. Now, if it was a situation like somebody says, hey, I got to jump on you. Let me get your wallet and your purse. I got you. Somebody robbing you, robbing your girl, robbing you. I got you. Give me, give me a chain. Give me hey, you got me, bro. No problem. There you go. That's all I got. I got you. No matter where you go in the world, that can happen to you. But when you setting yourself up, you bringing chicks to your Airbnb you ain't never seen a day in your life, and everybody's telling you that how dangerous a city is, and you got hundreds upon hundreds of YouTube videos that's telling us leave the apps alone, but you tell us we don't know what we talking about. We live here, but you telling us we don't know what we talking about. So what happens? Dudes get got. Another episode of 1,000 Ways to Die. And all the responsibility is on us, guys. Whether we want to sit back and blame Colombia, whether we want to blame the beautiful bottom feeders, they did it. They did the action. Yeah, they're criminals. Yes, they were criminals before you got off the plane. Do you think you're the first person that they ever drugged? You think you're going to get off the plane and you're the first person that they're going to ever try to drug? No, you're just the latest person that they're going to try to drug. And that's why you see me sometimes, I get so frustrated, because I know that most of you are some really, really, really good dudes. That's all I ever meet is really good, responsible men. And I see all these women every morning on my way to the gym, going to their professional jobs, driving down the street, riding their motorcycles down the street. All these women that are college graduates. We got several schools around our neighborhood, and I'm seeing all of these women that are in medical schools and doing IT work, and I see it. And you guys don't say nothing to these women that got careers and jobs and a car and a bike and could ride her motorcycle to come see you. You don't say nothing to them women, but let that, you in other words, you don't pick from the tree, not even the low-hanging fruit. But let it be a beautiful bottom feeder that ain't got no job, no career, no bank account. She's already hooked on some type of drugs, or she's already hooked on the drug of pay for play, meaning that she'll never stop selling her body until nobody wants that body. Let it be one of those women, and y'all will clamor over those women all year long. After this live stream, there's going to be some dude in Colombia getting off a plane that's going to clamor over a woman that ain't worth shit. Ain't worth shit. So I stopped lying to myself. Before we go back to the video, I stopped lying to myself and lying to others about it's the women, it's the Colombian women, they so bad, or it's the bottom feeders, it's the beautiful bottom feeders, it's their fault. No, it's our fault, because we need to be responsible with our actions, especially being grown men. Any of us over 30, we ain't got no excuse. You know, in your 20s, you just do any old thing. You just wilding out in your 20s. But any man that's over 30 years old, there is no way in heck you should be getting got like that. I would rather be like in DR, where the dudes get hustled out of a couple $1,000s. She hustled him up, she pretended like she was his, but she belonged to another man, and she got him for $2,000 because he sent her money. I would rather get hustled like that than to sit back and come to Colombia and get got and deleted by a pay for play, or get deleted by some female that ain't got nothing going on in her life, and she ain't got nothing going on. There is no way in the world, no woman. Okay. How many times do y'all be smashing unemployed chicks in the States? I'll wait. I know it ain't that often I ever gave some sex to a broke chick in the States that was just straight unemployed. So soon as I sit back and she say, well, I ain't got no job. Is it just me, or do you feel kind of like funny? She said, well, I'm in between jobs. You be like, yeah. That means that she gonna be asking me for money. Huh? I don't know if I'm gonna hit this coochie. She broke and she got 2 kids. Charles said once. Sound like the rest of us. Yep, Charles. Once. That's how most of us are. Most of us in the States ain't get with no chick that ain't at least got a job. Most of us smashing coworkers anyway, but at least got a job. Or she. He said she was a student. Shout out to you, brother. The African Wolf is in the building. He said, I don't deal with no woman like that. Absolutely. You guys don't even deal with no chicks that ain't either in school, ain't got no degrees, ain't got something going on about herself. You can't see that her business is developing something. So why are we coming down to Colombia and get with chicks that ain't got no job? Employment rate is high. The unemployment rate is high. The unemployment rate is high in the States as well. Everybody looking for something. There's layoffs everywhere. If you ain't dealing with none of them chicks in the States that's broke because they got laid off from Google or something, don't come down here and deal with broke chicks, because I'm telling you something. There are too many women that I know that got a job. There are too many women I know that's either in school right now or got a job. So when you ignore, if I could just get you guys to just date a woman that got a job or in school, that'll alleviate half the deletion right there. Most of those women that do get caught, those aren't students. Believe that. Most of the women that's doing the deletion and hanging out with you all night long, every night, and you take her and she don't get back home to 6:30 in the morning, she ain't working. Ain't no real woman in Colombia is going to be hanging out with you until 5:30, 6:30 in the morning and then got to go to work the next. That's not happening. Not in this country. Not even in the States. And doing it 3-4 nights in a row? No. That's the beautiful bottom feeders that I be talking about, guys. Those are the beautiful bottom feeders that I'm saying that if I could just get guys to just say, if she broke, I ain't gonna mess with her. If I could get just that part. She don't have to have the best job, but the fact that she got a job, like a real job. I'm not talking about being paid under the table. I'm talking about like the Colombian's version of the W-2. Because those are the women that cannot afford. They can't afford to scope you. They can't afford to rob you. When I first came down here and I was dating, I would meet women even, what time you go on lunch break? Well, I go on lunch break at so-and-so. Well, how far, what's the address to your spot? I'll find a hotel. I'll find a restaurant down the street from your job. Oh, okay. And I would meet them on their lunch break. When the last time you met a chick on her lunch break? You do it in the States like it's nothing. You will sex a chick in the States on her lunch break. I know what goes on in the parking lots. I was part of the problem. What's that drop I got? Let me see. That was me. That was me in the States.
You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Stop paying people that you don't have no respect for.
That was me in the States. I was part of the problem in the parking lots. Lunch break, somebody getting smashed, bruh. I got a Ford F-150. Anybody that got a Ford F-150, you already know, or a big pickup truck, your back seat is like a couch, a living room couch. You push them front seats to the front. You got you a whole Boy, them F-150s got a lot of room on the inside. You push them seats forward, man, at 6'3", man, please. Somebody getting their feelings hurt in that parking lot. I ain't the only one. So if you can't meet a female here in Colombia and meet up with her on her lunch break, that's sad and a half. But you gonna continue to listen. See, y'all gonna listen to me. Y'all gonna be listening to them convenient. Those other YouTubers that gonna tell you how convenient the world is. And all you gotta do is just go to Colombia and add water. Shout out to my man, Where's Men's Lux.
You're part of the problem.
Oh, I hit the wrong drop.
You're part of the problem. Stop paying people that you don't have no respect for.
Shout out to my man, Where's Men's Lux. Oh, in the living room, next to the butter rolls. On her tippy toes. Believe you me, guys. I'm telling you, there's I say this to you before we go to the video. My whole little monologue just a moment ago. I say this to you men because I know that you are quality men and you deserve the apples at the top. Not the filthy apples on the ground that a lot of men grab. If I thought that you guys were all Pookies and Ray Rays, I wouldn't say anything to you. Do your thing, bro. But since I know that all, if not all you guys are good quality dudes, that's the only reason I say that. Because I be seeing these women down here, I be like, man. And I kid you not, I'll be walking and I'll be so frustrated when I think about some of you guys. I'm like, man. Look, all these beautiful professional women these dudes do not be taken advantage of. And I just keep on walking. But that'll go through my mind. You know, I'll be listening to my man Theo Coop do better podcasts in the morning. And I'll be watching, or I'll be listening to Angry Man or Anton. And I'm walking, I'm seeing all these professional women just doing their thing. And I'm like, man, these dudes don't never holler at these chicks. I say they don't even holler at the cashier. Can the cashiers get some love? But let it be a beautiful bottom feeder. Man, dudes be ready to fight over. You be hearing dudes fight in the WhatsApps. Man, you ain't hit my girl. My girl, dude, your girl's a beautiful bottom feeder, bro. Of course that man hit your woman. Dudes be in WhatsApp groups be arguing over pay-for-play females. I'm like, man, y'all doing it bass backwards, brethren. They're doing it bass backwards. Let's get back to the video. Once again, tonight's episode is talking about the travel advisories regarding 2 countries. And I'm going to go get to the super chats in a second, guys. 2 countries. First country we're looking at is travel advisory when it comes to Colombia. But the second one that's on the list as well is the travel advisories that countries are giving when it comes to traveling to the United States. Yeah, a lot of countries are saying, man, hey, we don't mess with the states like that. And not even hating, but they're just looking at our news and saying, hey, if you go to the United States, you got to be careful. Keep your head on the swivel, player. We're going to get to that part in a second. Let's go back to the video.
4 people, including a minor, were arrested and charged for his murder. On November 13th, Texas resident Jeffrey Hudson, 55 years old, was found dead in his hotel room with at least 20 stab wounds in his neck. Hudson was killed after returning to his hotel suite with an 18-year-old woman he met on a dating app in Medellin. The U.S. State Department has issued a warning to avoid using dating apps to meet women in foreign countries. Men are being warned not to book Airbnbs and hotels in isolated locations in Mexico and Colombia. And then there's Carlos, who luckily made it out alive after being drugged and robbed after going on a date with a woman from Colombia. I know there's a collective "we told you so" coming out of the black woman community. I can tell you that much.
The list of countries and entities issuing U.S. travel warnings keeps growing. And
now we just finished looking at Colombia. We just finished looking at Colombia, and now we're going to talk about and look at the travel advisory, because we already know that they said the U.S. have put a travel advisory warning on if you want to come to Colombia, keep your head on a swivel. It's crazy out there in Colombia. But now we're about to look at the other country, the travel advisory on the United States. Oh, yeah, they see what's happening in Philadelphia. They're seeing what's happening in Detroit. They see Southside Chicago. New Orleans, yeah, people in other countries see what's going on there too. You Atlanta boys, remember Atlanta was acting a dang fool last year? You think only people in the United States saw Atlanta acting stupid? Oh yeah, globally they saw that. All those deletions that was going on last year broke the record for the most deletions, mass deletions. You think people around the world didn't see all those mass deletions that was going on? Deleting little kids in schools, deleting grandmama in church, deleting college students. You think they didn't see that around the world? What? Man, they got travel advisories around the world saying, man, we don't F with the United States. It is too dangerous. Go at your own peril. You never thought you would hear countries talk about us like that. But I got receipts that I'm about to show you. I got some major receipts that's gonna blow your mind. Let me get to these super chats. Shout out to my man Tevin Brown of the Brown family with the $10 cash app. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you being here. Let me scroll down. Once again, let me shout out Tevin right here. Also, got two Tevin King and Tevin Brown. Shout out to you, brothers. He said, I didn't get a chance. I thought I hit this one earlier, Tevin, but I think I missed it. He said, first to the chat, I just want to start off by saying happy first Sunday of Black History Month. Yes, I got to figure out what book I'm going to read this year. Last year it was what was the one last year? The autobiography of Frederick Douglass I read last year. Oh, I know what I think I'm going to read. I think I'm going to read, and the year before was the autobiography of Booker T. Washington and Benjamin Banneker. That's what I did the year before, 2022. I think this year I'm going to read The Education and the Miseducation of the Black Negro. Both books, The Education and the Miseducation of the Black Negro. I read them in the past. I think I'm going to pull them back out of the archives. So he says, welcome everybody to the chat. Please remember to hit that like button. Shout out to you, Tevin. Hit that like button and always be respectful. That's one thing I can say about you brothers, man. You are a good group of brothers, man. And I appreciate you in all sincerity. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Well, I think we did. Let's see. We did Keithan. Countdown from Tampa. Them Tampa boys. At it again, Mom.
We in Tampa. 813. Trigger City. Let's get it.
My man Joseph. Shout out to you, brother, with the $5 super sticker. Shout out to you, brother. And Tevin King once again with the $2 super sticker. Shout out to you. He say, not Jamaica, please. Yeah, man, I just finished reading Jamaica. Last article I just read was like 65 deaths in the last few days. I'm like, come on, Jamaica, y'all got to get together, baby. You can't be doing it like that. 65? Man. Coach Andre, ignorance is a curable disease. Yes, it is, kind sir. Yes, it is. Shout out to you, took notice. I like that name. That's a good YouTube name. Shout out to you, brother, with the $20 super sticker. And my boy, my IQS is in the building. And if IQS is in the building, you know what that means. Machismo TV is here.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, We are now qualified to do anything with nothing.
Sir. Shout out to my man IQS in the building. Hey, make sure that you drop you guys' channel, International Quiet Storm, so guys can subscribe. I'm telling you guys, if you are a person that you're a third shifter and you need a channel, a live channel that's gonna ride with you till like 8 o'clock in the morning, Machismo TV. I'm telling you. I like Machismo late at night. I like Chaos Reigns at night. If Angry Man is on late, and Anton, because Anton and them sometimes stay up until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, but definitely Machismo TV, man. They're the ones that long concept from late at night all the way through the evening till early in the morning. Yeah, that's a good concept. He said, I'm working on it, Dre. He said, I'm still minimizing and getting my ish together. There you go. He say, following up consultation soon. Okay, cool. And I'll be definitely seeing you at the conclave. Yes, guys, if you are going to be at the Black Manosphere Conclave, I'm telling you guys, it is going to be great in Houston in September. I'll be there. Yes, your boy will be flying in. Andrea will be flying with me. So you guys will get a chance. If you hadn't had a chance to meet me and you didn't get a chance to meet Andrea, we'll be there as well to meet with you guys as well. Shout out to my man Tevin in the building with the $2 super chat. Okay. He said we're both the individual. Dre, we're both the individual. I didn't get that, Tevin. Let me know what that one is. My man Darth in the building. What? With the 190. What's up, brother? I'm glad that you made it, man. I really am. Okay, here we go. Tevin said, he said, both, you're the same individual. Okay. He said, P.S. Andre, no relationship to the American singer. Okay, cool. Okay, same person, 2 last names. I'm with you, brother, and I appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you supporting the channel. You are tonight's sponsor without a doubt. Without a doubt. And my man World Explorer, he said, is Jumanji safe area? Oh, wait a minute. I said Jumanji. Wait a minute. Oh, Hamendine. Let me see where Hamendine is. Or Hamendine. Let me see, because I know that area. Let me look it up real quick, brother. I know exactly what area you're talking about. And I do know that's a black area. Let me get this just right. There we go. Let me see where Hamidi area is. Okay, I'm looking at the area. And what I'm seeing is, come on. Let's see. I'm trying to see where it's close to. That's what I'm trying to see. Can I get a map, people? I'm the map. I'm the map. Hamadi. Okay, I'm in Colombia. Oh, it's outside of Cali. I know exactly what it is. Yeah. No. I know exactly where this is. No. It is no, you don't want to be there. That is like, I'll tell you exactly where that is. Let me pull this up real quick so you can see it. I know exactly where that is. Let me put this on the screen. I'm gonna pull this. Let me take you off real quick. This is where we are right here, guys. Just in case you're wondering where me and Andrea are. We're North Cali, right? Jumbo area. This is where the clubs and everything are, where we go partying. This is where Chippy Choppy Mall is. This is where the zoo is out west. Really nice zoo. All the way. Think about it. Right here. The airport is right here. That's why I tell you guys, you're 20 minutes from the airport. If you get your Airbnb or get in the hotel room out south, out north where we all are. This is where all the brothers live. We're hop, skip, and a jump from the airport. See that? Bam. Now, but you got the hard head dudes, right? They don't want to listen. Let me pull that back. Let me close this out. Pull this back. They don't want to listen. So now you down in this area. You all the way south. This is where you are right here. I know exactly what this area is. It ain't nothing but broke people out there. Nice people. Now I want you to hear this. They are nice people out there. But bruh, it is dangerous out there. This is majority black. I know exactly what this is. This is South Cali. Yeah. I got me a girl out there that no. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm not saying that the girl might be bad, but I'm telling you the area is bad. You don't want to go out there. If anything, you want to have her come to you where you are.
A number of U.S. allies.
You want to have her come out to where you are. You do not want to go out to that area. I know. I literally could tell you about that area. Boots on the ground. I'm your boy. I got your back on that one. You don't want to be out there. That's broke Colombia. That's broke Cali. That's for a price of a cup of coffee. You can feed Timmy and his mother for 3 days. That's that broke out there. Yeah, I know exactly what that is. Yeah, so you don't want to be out there. Okay, shout out to you, brother, for being here. Hannibal says, he said, I'm very thankful for brothers like you, Richie, El Guapo. Shout out to El Guapo and Richie Mack. He say the knowledge that you brothers share is priceless. Shout out to you, brother. We you know what? We try to be transparent. We try to be honest. We try to be who we are. I mean, most content creators in Colombia, they try to be themselves. But we try to show it to you from a different perspective, boots on the ground. And I'm not talking about party boots. Do I like to have fun? Whenever you guys come to town, we're going to have some fun. Anybody that's ever hung out with me know it has never been boring. We gone. We got the truck. We gone. But there are too many dudes that's giving you information, boots on the ground, and it's limited information because they don't live here. I've been to Colombia 20 times. I don't care if you've been to Colombia 200 times. The experience of somebody that lives here and it can see the dynamics of the culture on a day-to-day basis is completely different from a person that visits Colombia 3-4 times a year. I kid you not. You see things that you don't even, the day-to-day activities that you don't even, like when you guys come down and you see the traffic. Man, I could never drive in that. And I drive in it like I'm almost blindfolded now. I'm used to it. I know exactly what the traffic's going to do. If a car's next, he's going to do this. He's going to make his move, and he's going to try to go. He's going to go around, and I'll be absolutely correct. So just like with Richie Zoom in Thailand, boots on the ground, in El Guapo when it comes to Brazil, years of boots on the ground. Yeah, man, that's what we try to do. We try to share that information with you guys with the boots on the ground experience. Shout out to you guys once again for the super chats. Well, I appreciate you guys and the cash apps. You say the Black Empowerment one email address did you use? Oh, I'm dipping. My bad. Dipping in the conversation. Let's go back to the video. This part of the video that we're about to watch is the travel advisories that other countries are putting on the United States. We just saw the one for Colombia. We understand about why they're putting travel advisories. Keep your head on the swivel for Colombia. But it's going to amaze you how parallel the United States is as well to Colombia. Let's get started. Let me go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit right here.
I know there's a collective "we told you so" coming out of the black woman community. I can tell you that much.
The list of countries and entities issuing U.S. travel warnings keeps growing, and it includes a number of U.S. allies. On Monday, Venezuela and Uruguay were among the first nations to warn their citizens about the risk of traveling to the U.S. Both countries warned there could be a high potential of being confronted with racism and.
Y'all did just hear Venezuela put out a warning. That Venezuela, the Venezuela that we all know down here, put out a warning advisory. Don't be effing around in the United States. As dangerous as Venezuela is, for them to sit back and say, hey, we dangerous, but the United States?
Discrimination. Amnesty International issued its first ever travel advisory Thursday, telling people worldwide to exercise caution when traveling anywhere in the U.S. It urges them to avoid public places with large numbers of people like churches and malls. The Japanese consulate in Detroit sent out a statement about the Dayton shooting and called the U.S. a gun society. It said Japanese residents should be aware of the potential for gunfire incidents everywhere in the U.S. Canada and Ireland also warned their citizens of a number of mass shootings in the U.S. Germany warned of an increased risk of politically motivated violence. Italy warns of periodic serious firearms accidents. And the U.K. mentions the threat of terrorist attacks in its advisory, but not the recent mass shootings. New Zealand has had an advisory for travel to the U.S. since November 2018, warning its citizens of active shooter incidents. It cites a number of mass shootings from 2017, including attacks in Las Vegas and in Santa Fe and Sutherland Springs, Texas. In contrast, the U.S. State Department advises visitors to exercise normal precautions when visiting the country.
In 2020, 45,000 people died in gun violence in the U.S. More than half were suicides, but 19,000 were murders, the most since 1968. While Central and South America lead the world in gun deaths, the U.S. has far higher rates than Canada, Europe, or Asia, which have much stricter gun laws.
Why? They have mental health problems. They have domestic disputes in other countries.
But America has more guns than people, nearly 120 for every 100 Americans. 393 million firearms nationwide. From the world's headlines to U.S. politicians asking what's become of us.
I think something is dying inside the soul of this nation when we accept this as the new normal.
A lot of terrorism fears rising overseas now, particularly in Europe. And European countries are warning some of them against traveling to the United States. You know, the United Kingdom, Germany, France, Canada, even all among the countries that have urged caution to travelers who are coming here to the United States, which is something different, right? They cite things like mass shootings, police violence, anti-Muslim and anti-LGBT attitudes. Even the Zika virus has been cited in some of these warnings. So Leo Abamonte joins us. He's a travel expert, and Lee's claim to fame has always been that he's the youngest person that's visited every single country. So you would know about this, and you've been everywhere. It is a weird phenomenon, isn't it, that we're so used to reporting on, you know, we Americans shouldn't go to X, Y, Z, but now these countries are saying don't come here. Is it an overreaction? What do you make of it?
Well, I don't necessarily think it's an overreaction. I mean, if anything happens in another country, the State Department issues a travel warning. So this is kind of coming full circle in my view. And let's be honest, we've had a lot of issues in the past couple of years. So it's hard to blame these countries for issuing a travel warning coming to the U.S.
A South Florida man conned after an outing at the club, all because he decided to take a woman he just met.
We're going to stop right there for a split second. So now we already saw that countries are warning about the U.S. First of all, because of the deletion violence. It's just too violent. We're so used to our version of violence that we don't realize other countries aren't as violent. Second, we got so many weapons. Most countries do not have the amount of weapons per person like we got. People in other countries see the same videos of us acting a fool, deleting each other, road rage. You can, in Colombia, you can get in a disagreement with somebody, but 9 times out of 10, ain't nobody gonna do nothing. We gonna look at each other crazy, and you gonna keep it pushing. In the United States, every time you turn around, somebody getting arrested because they just deleted somebody on their way to work because of road rage. And other countries see that footage. But we're about to look at the other footage that people see when it comes to Colombians as well. And that is the drugging and the robbing. While all you dudes, well, I don't want to say you dudes, but while all these dudes are telling you it is so dangerous in Colombia, they are robbing dudes and they are drugging them. Oh, really, United States? Look at the pot calling the kettle black. Remember, J-Lo did one of her last movies, Hustler. What was it about? Let's be real. What was one of J-Lo's last movie about when she was with the Asian girl and they were all strippers and Cardi B was in the movie too? It was about strippers and what were they doing to rich men? They were drugging them and they were robbing them. And it was a true story. And they did it for years. Cardi B, yes, sir. Big Red, Cardi B admitted this was the norm. But then we want to look at Colombia and other countries as if they invented something new. But let's get started and see what's going on in the United States. I got receipts tonight. I got receipts.
Once they got to his place, he was drugged and duped.
And to the tune of more than $600,000, he says. 7's Jessica Holly has more on the high-priced crime.
Let's bring
This
that
woman
beat
just
back. An
overreaction? What do you make of it?
My man got drugged and robbed in the United States from a chick he met at a club. $600,000.
Well, I don't necessarily think it's an overreaction. I mean, if anything happened.
And to the tune of more than $600,000, he says. 7's Jessica Holly has more on the high-priced crime.
This woman just cashed in on a night out. According to police, she drugged a man and then robbed him, taking the elevator down with a $500,000 haul.
We always say, be careful, do not take strangers home. And here we have it again.
This time, police say it.
Oh, so that's what y'all doing in the States. So y'all still taking total strangers to your house. Not to a hotel room, not to a motel. You literally taking up. No wonder y'all do that when y'all come down here. Y'all doing it in the States. Taking strange chicks to your crib. All right. Now he's 600,000 is gone. Yeah, 600,000, fellas. I know. That's why I put that headline first. I knew that was gonna knock you upside the head. 600,000. Let's get back to the video.
Happened inside a penthouse in a Miami high-rise at Paramount Miami World Center at 851 Northeast 1st Avenue. But the ordeal began at a nightclub. It was May 7th inside the Dirty Rabbit in Miami's Wynwood section.
Dirty Rabbit.
And he was having some drinks, met this lady, and said, hey, let's go back to my apartment.
Surveillance video shows them riding the elevator up to his place.
She offered to pour him a drink. He begins to sip on his drink, and about 3 sips in, he falls asleep.
He would wake up around noon the next day.
That his safe is open, all his jewelry is gone, and the female is nowhere to be seen.
Atlanta investigators have a warning for men. Better be careful if you're looking for an instant love connection. Does this woman look for men?
Oh, yeah, we're in Atlanta for the next video. I told you I'm coming with receipts. Y'all want to talk about drugging and mugging in Colombia? Okay, let's go, United States.
Mayor Over the weekend, Atlanta police say she swindled her date, starting with an opening glad to meet you conversation at a Roswell Road night spot. After some food, the two visited a Buckhead adult entertainment location, and the party went on to after midnight. But the night did not end there. Last stop, a Swank hotel. Now here's another surveillance image, and check out what the date, who's behind the young lady, is wearing. Lots of jewelry.
He reported that the jewelry was worth approximately $1 million. He advised before he went to sleep, he took his jewelry off and placed it in the hotel room's safe. When he woke up, he noticed that the woman was not in the bed with him anymore. He did hear the shower going, so he assumed that she was taking a shower at that time.
Instead of getting clean, police say the woman cleaned out the safe. She had left that hotel hours before the gentleman woke up.
We would just say be careful who you allow into your hotel rooms.
We turn now to a crime alert. A woman accused of seducing and stealing. Miami police say she drugged and robbed at least 2 men. In both cases, cops say she walked away with valuables worth more than $40,000.
And Local 10's
40,000. I'm gonna let that sink in. We ain't gonna let that ride by. 40,000. One dude lost 600,000. Another dude lost $1 million in jewelry. Now we got another dude. 40,000. No wonder y'all come down here slipping in Colombia. Y'all be slipping at the house. I ain't know that y'all was getting drugged and robbed on this level. At home. At home. Yeah, man. Yeah. Ain't no fun when the rappers got a gun. I told you I was coming with receipts. I like what one brother said. He said Andre got up this morning and had smoke for breakfast, had a smoke or smoke for dinner. I'm bringing it right now. Let's get back to it. 40,000.
Andrew Perez is live in Miami with what he's learned about this alleged ritzy robbery. Andrew.
And here's the thing. Authorities believe they've only begun to scratch the surface with this suspect, finding her fingerprints at several different scenes.
Make sure you click that like button, guys.
Those 2 bags belonged to the victim. And inside those 2 bags was all the stuff that she stole from him.
And detectives believe this wasn't her first time, likely not even her second. They identified a pattern.
They have a couple drinks, and she must have put something in the drink that caused them to fall asleep.
They gave me a bond yesterday, so I didn't know that I couldn't post it.
Danielle Eanes was arrested on 2 grand theft charges, 2 different cases roughly 1 year apart, releasing pictures and information, believing more victims are out there.
We believe that there's more victims out there, maybe are afraid to come forward or that were embarrassed to come forward.
The first incident took place in May of last year. Police say Eanes met her target at a lounge in Brickell and went back to his Coconut Grove home. Hours later, she walks out solo. The man said he had a drink and almost immediately fell asleep. She walks out with more than $41,000 worth of valuables. The same story this past July. Seen here going back home with a victim she met at Mad Club in Wynwood. Police able to connect the dots with fingerprints she left everywhere.
Once we verified the prints, we identified her. We had our felony apprehension team look for her.
Eanes does have some priors, say Miami police, for prostitution and for grand theft, not only in Miami, but the city of Miami Beach as well. Authorities encouraging anyone who might have been a victim to come forward. Police already picking up a 3rd case that matches up so far.
So they got her caught up on 3 cases. 3 cases of setting dudes up thus far. She said, I thought I was supposed to have a bond. Oh, I got another case? No, girl, you ain't going nowhere, little mama. You ain't going nowhere. These are all stateside receipts, guys, I'm showing so far. So when y'all sit back, y'all talk about Colombia, really? Is this what we doing? Why America got travel advisory? Really? You questioning? Oh, there's a reason why. Let's continue on with the video. I'm just rubbing it in. This is fun.
Authorities are trying to put the pieces together on that 3rd case as well. Meanwhile, Eanes was given a bond. However, on top of everything else, she still has an out-of-state warrant, so she's not going anywhere anytime soon. If you've had any run-ins with her, call Miami police.
Starts right now.
Right now, at 3:30, breaking the case. A woman accused of a high-price heist
is now in custody.
The arrest comes 2 years after police say she drugged a man and took off with thousands of dollars in cash and valuables. Local 10's Ian Margles joining us live from West Miami-Dade with this story. Ian.
We've heard this story so many times, right? A man and a woman go back to his place. They're having some fun, having a couple of drinks, and then the next thing he knows, he's waking up and jewelry, cash, it is all gone. That is what this woman is being accused of, and she's facing some serious charges because of it.
Sydney Compton.
Sydney Compton in a Miami-Dade courtroom on Monday facing new charges stemming from what police say was a plot to steal cash and jewelry from unsuspecting men.
They've now added a burglary with a battery.
According to an arrest affidavit, Compton met the victim at Sugar, a rooftop bar and lounge in Brickell, back in August of 2019. Then the two left the bar and went to the man's apartment nearby. The victim told police he and Compton started having a few drinks and then, quote, after a few minutes, they went into his bedroom where the victim went into a deep sleep. Hours later, he woke up feeling like he had been drugged and seeing that his Rolex watch, along with $2,000 in cash, were missing. And so was Compton. For almost 2 years, she evaded law enforcement until mid-April 2021 when she was arrested and officially charged with grand theft for a different but very similar case.
And then she was rearrested.
She bonded out of jail on that charge, but was picked up again on the 24th while she was at Club Komodo and charged with this case. So Compton just paid her bail on this case, but I have just learned she has now been charged with another case of grand theft. We are awaiting the details on that one, but according to her attorney, she may not be even getting out of jail today. Will likely be back in bond court again tomorrow, facing this third case. We will keep you updated.
Take a look at these two women. Talk about being taken for a ride. Last Friday, Miami Beach police say these women drugged and robbed a Texas tourist out of thousands of dollars.
You live here in Miami, or are you here on vacation?
On vacation. I was in the process of looking for housing down here.
Oh, how nice. Okay.
Kimberly Ann, LeBron Martinez, and Elizabeth Libby are behind bars. Cops say they met the tourist on Collins Avenue and asked him to have a drink. At first, he refused. Cops say they went to Sonny's Bar and Restaurant. After they closed, cops say the suspects convinced the victim to go to Collins Park, where he was handed a beverage. He drank it, and cops say, quote, he immediately felt as if he had been drugged and soon after lost consciousness, end quote.
Allegations are she met a guy at a bar, gave him a beverage with some crushed up Xanax. He passes out, and his watch, his phone, other items were missing, and there were fraudulent charges to his accounts. They went on a shopping spree.
Take a look at what was taken, say cops. An Omega Seamaster diver watch like this, valued at $10,000. Credit cards, debit cards, a gold chain. And cops say they even took his white Yeezy sneakers, valued at $250.
They taking the Yeezys. They taking the Yeezys, fellas. They would at least let you keep your Yeezys in Colombia. You could have kept your Yeezys. They taking your Yeezys in the States. They done already got the $10,000 watch. They done got your chains, and the Yeezys got the go too. You wake up barefoot. You got on a size 12 and a half. She don't know nobody with no feet that size, but she taking the Yeezys anyway. Yeezys are sitting in a pawn shop right now. Right now, your Yeezys are sitting in a pawn shop. At least in Colombia, you would have kept your feet wouldn't have been cold when you woke up. They leaving your feet cold in the States. Come on, fellas. Y'all want to talk about Colombia. Really? Is this what we doing here? At least in Colombia, you keep your Yeezys. Let's continue on.
And these women say cops were fast spenders. They say they spent $15,000 of the victim's money over the next 16 hours.
Okay, they took the Yeezys. They took the credit cards. They took a $10,000 watch and spent in less than a few hours 16,000 in your credit cards. And you wonder why the United States has a travel advisory in regards to don't trust it. You wonder why. Okay, here we go. We're going to finish this video, but then I'm going to show you something that you didn't expect to see. One of you guys requested to see, where does the United States rank when it comes to the safest countries in the world? I got the list pulled up. I know where the United States ranks. We're going to look at it together. We got the 2023, 2024 ranking, fresh off the press. So this ain't a couple years ago. This is the one that just came out last month to see where the United States ranks. Oh, you're going to be surprised.
Cops were able to stop the suspect Sunday night when they noticed their car on Collins Ave.
Watch this. Guaranteed. You're going to see purple. Boom.
Boom. Just in case some of you guys wonder, well, at least that nobody's getting deleted in the United States. At least those guys are alive. Okay, we're about to watch a situation, because many of us have heard stories about wives and girlfriends that have either tried to delete, try to pay for deletion, or just straight up deleted the husband and the boyfriend in the States. That is very commonplace in the States. Let's not play. Let's not play. Before we go on to the final story that we're looking at right here of what's going on in the United States and why the United States needs a travel advisory, that's why all these countries are saying, listen, keep your head on the swivel if you're in the States. And they're also saying the same thing about Colombia. Let's take a look at the list. This right here is the 2023 safest countries in the world. Top 10, Iceland, United Arab Emirates. You better believe that they safe. Qatar. Number 4, Singapore. Number 5, Finland. Number 6, Mongolia. Number 7, safest country in the world, Denmark. Number 8 was, well, actually number 7 was Norway. Number 8 is Denmark. 9 is Canada. Them Canadian boys at it again.
I told this guy where I was from. He said, "Oh, Canada."
Shout out to you Canadian boys making it in the top 10 list of the safest countries in the world. New Zealand rounds off number 10, and number 11 is Australia. All right, let's look for the United States. Let's go through the 20s. Do we see in the teens? Do you see United States? We see Switzerland. We see South Korea, Kuwait. We even see Saudi Arabia. We don't see United States in the next 20. Okay, here we go. United States got to be in the 20s, right? No, we see Ireland. We see Japan, Morocco, Israel. We see Portugal up in them 20s. Sweden, Netherlands, but Malaysia's up in there. But China made it. America's not in the top. In the 20s? Now, I don't expect Colombia to be there. Oh, my bad. America's in the 30s. Let's go to the 30s. Okay, Sweden, Netherlands. Okay, here we go. Lithuania. Okay. Wait a minute. Rwanda? Rwanda is number 37. It's in there, but the United States is not in the top. It's not in the 30s. UK is in there. Spain is 41. Oh, America got to be in the 40s. Got to be in the 40s. My bad. It's in the 40s. Here we go. Ghana. Now we're talking about countries in Africa. Where's the United States? You telling me Ghana is safe for the United States? Zambia? Vietnam? Romania? Jordan. What? Oh, come on, United States is in the top 50. It's got to be in the top 50. There's only 100 and something countries in the world, so United States got to be in the 50s, right? It's got to be in the 50s. Nambia, Egypt is in the building. France, number 57. Greece, come on now, United States. I don't see United States in the 50s or the 60s. Come on, Poland. We seeing Poland. We seeing Chile. Chile here in South America. Shout out to Algeria's in there. Indonesia's in. Hey guys, maybe I'm reading wrong. I don't see the United States. I see Belgium. Let's scroll down. Let's see where the United States is. Number 71. Thailand is number 70. Thailand is safer than the United States. Poland, all those other countries we just looked at are safer than the United States. Now we already know Colombia is going to be way down on the list. I got that. I'll show you Colombia in a second. But I want you guys to realize, I thought y'all said United States is number one in everything. We number one in everything. Everything. Y'all right down here by Croatia, Dominican Republic, 77. You got to ride past all these other countries. All these other countries that ain't got the same amount of money as the United States, just to get all the way down here. This is how unsafe our own country is. This list just came out. This is not a made-up list. This list just came out. United States, number 71. Now let's look at Colombia. Let's scroll on. I already know what Colombia is. Scroll on past. Keep on going past Turkey, Ecuador. Keep on past Lebanon, Ukraine. Keep on going down. Where's Colombia? All the way down at the bottom of the list of 134 countries. Colombia is 133. Ugh. But look at the Philippines. And Brazil is down here with us. Wait a minute. It's like all of Central and South America. You got El Salvador down here. You got Peru, Mexico, Brazil, Guatemala. Boy, shout out to Central and South America. You don't get no love when it comes to safety. In the most unsafe country thus far, the Philippines. Whew. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. This came out just in case you guys think I'm just talking to be talking. And y'all know me, I like to share the knowledge. So I'm going to post this in the chat. The top 100 safest countries in the world, January 1st, 2021 data. Global Finance, just in case you wonder where I got it from. I'm about to drop this link in the chat right now. Yeah, that blew y'all away, didn't it? I know y'all was like, what? The United States is where? Well, y'all want to talk about another country. If us in the United States don't keep our mouths shut. Let me get to these super chats real quick. Shout out to you, brothers. Shout out to my man, them South Carolina SC. Shout out to you, brother, for being here. And the $5 super chick sticker for the love of the game. And my boy Jay is in the building as well, once again, with the Colombian pesos, 20,000 Colombian pesos. He said, thank you, Andre, for supporting Colombia. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I support the planet. I really do. I love Colombia. I mean, it's a beautiful country. And I love many other countries. He said, those of us living a good life here appreciate Colombia. That's it. That's it. There there is a side of Colombia that's waiting for most of us good men. That's why when women in the States be talking crazy, it's guys like you and I, Jay, we can sit back and laugh because we already know the type of Colombian experience that we're having compared to Pookie and Ray Ray. My man George's in the building. Shout to you with the $10. He said, no matter where it is in the world, these dudes be getting got by the by solid five. Hey, you caught that too? No matter where they go, it'll never be somebody fine getting these dudes drugged and robbed. It's always some regular random looking chick. That's the part that get me too. I thought I wasn't the only one that caught that. He said they don't even be chasing. They don't be close to being bad or baddies. They like ugh. He say most always up to no good. Read the book of Proverbs. Yes, sir. One of my favorite books. Fellas, wisdom is key. Yes, it is. Shout out to you, bro, for all that knowledge that you just put off in there. Shout out to you. My man Jonathan's in the building as well with the $5 super chat. He says, Andre, he says, Americans are in trouble because now our borders have been exposed. Man, they doing so many trials and investigations of what's going on the borders. I've been following it. It's sad. It wasn't like that when Obama was president, and it wasn't like that with Trump. Obama was the number one president for evictions of immigration or immigrants. And I don't say that flippantly. President Obama, throughout U.S. history, no president has kicked out more immigrants than President Obama. Foot taps. He was kicking them out. Kicking them out. You got to go. And then President Trump held the line. Hold the line, fellas. Hold the line. And then President Biden I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life. Just let everybody name mama. Do you got a job? Yes. You can't come to America. We only take the brokest of the broke. Do you have a career or a skill that you can use in the States? Yes. You can't come in. I'm sorry. We only take people with no education, no goals, I just read an article of some Venezuelans got into a fight and beat down some police officers in the States. I'll say that again. You know we don't fight our police like that. Now in South America, yeah, they be fighting their police like that. Central America, yeah. Man, they beat the police officer down. Of course, the dudes end up getting arrested, but beat them down. He said, yeah, cartels and prostitution are a link in America. Yeah, that is so true. We gonna quit acting like we ain't got no pimps players in the States. Shout out to my man, Timothy. Time for the cool break number one. I got you, brother. I need to freshen up my coffee. We about to do a break right now, brother. Right now.
Det var första gången vi möttes. Våra blickar bara möttes. Kommer du ihåg det igen? Kommer du ihåg igen? Du vill ha ice little fingers. Då du vet det chalas. All in, ingen broms, schackmatt på din vänster hand. Du är så viktig, baby. Ja, du är allians. Du är försiktig, baby. Men du gav mig en chans. Det är 50-50, baby. Men det är balans. Jag växlar upp med dig, baby. Ingen annan. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som dig. Som dig, baby. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som dig. Du är mitt liv, baby. Aldrig titta på någon annan, varför du med annan? Kom var med mig, baby. Aldrig lita på någon annan. ey. Jag vet att det finns. Kom det är bra lives and all nights, yeah. Jag vet att jag minns kör det. Chans social smuggle lady. Jag tvivlar det. Visa mig vad du finns, yeah.
Love those breaks. Gotta love those breaks. We're almost done with the video, guys, but I just wanted to get you guys that list. Yes, I'm about to drop that again. Drop that list one more time. That list of countries. So now we all know where America stands when it comes to safety. We ain't even in the top 70. At least we know what to expect with Colombia. But United States, shame on you. He said, I bet you gray skirt. And oh yeah. He said the woman with the red top are good. Yeah, they work it oh so well. Oh so well. Shout out to them. Let's finish off the last part of the video, guys. My bad. Let me move me out of the way and move Timothy.
Is now charged with attempted first-degree homicide after her husband allegedly caught her on camera pouring bleach into his coffee maker. He says it was all to get life insurance benefits.
Whatever's in there, there's a lot of it.
It all started in March 2023 when an unnamed United States Air Force airman was stationed in Germany. At the time, he lived with his wife, Melody
Germany ranks number 20 on the list, by the way, guys.
Feliciano Johnson, and their child. The couple is now going through a divorce. According to court documents, he, quote, started noticing that his coffee was tasting bad. He continued to drink the coffee for the next 2 to 3 weeks and then ended up buying some pool chemical testing strips as the coffee continued to taste very bad to him. In multiple videos, the husband uses chlorine strips to test the water in his coffee maker. Every time, the test strip returns results for high levels of chlorine.
So this him using the tester strip before.
According to a criminal complaint, the man, quote, suspected someone was tampering with his coffee, and in May 2023, while still in Germany, he set up a camera in his house. At that point, video captures Feliciano Johnson pouring something into his coffee pot.
Now, before we go to the video, once again, let's do the setup. This is a military guy. Shout out to all you military guys. He's there with his wife. And we're going to find out down the line that she's from the Philippines. So he's with his Philippine wife in Germany. And we're going to see what's taking. So all this is happening in Germany to this military guy.
Tonight's the night I caught her on video. So let's test this water. It's gonna be purple.
So he caught her on video.
Boom.
Yep, turn purple.
I knew it.
You're not
the man later told law enforcement he prepared his coffee every evening so that in the morning he just needed to turn it on to make his coffee. He alleged between the time he set up his coffee and the following morning, Feliciano Johnson tampered with the machine. Video seemingly captures this, showing Feliciano Johnson checking to see if the coffee maker has been prepared before grabbing something from under the sink and pouring it into the machine.
Yep, that's what I would have did, Big Dave. I'd have made her drink it.
Later, video shows her husband checking to see the coffee maker she'd tampered with.
Thank you, baby. We're watching the video of a wife that
The husband alleged his wife used bleach as a form of poison, storing the chemical under the sink.
Trying to kill him.
Court documents state that at the time, during May 2023, the husband, quote, stopped drinking the coffee but continued to pretend to drink it as he did not want to make a report of this while in Germany. He said he knew his wife would continue poisoning him and wanted to submit a report while in the U.S.
About 50 minutes ago, while I was at work, I noticed her come over to the coffee maker.
Just imagine you had to wait and fake and pretend like you still love this person who tried to poison you until you got her back to the States.
To see if there's chlorine and pH is off. Pretty certain it is because I saw the bleach bottle over here. I saw it being pulled out. That bottle was pulled out.
Not the Clorox. Not the same bleach that President Trump told y'all to drink for COVID. Not that bleach. Not the COVID bleach. The Clorox COVID bleach. Right, I'm with you, cash flow hustle. I couldn't have slept next to that person either.
Test the bar. You can smell it from here. I can smell it.
He said I could smell it.
Looks fine. Don't know if it'll actually do anything. If it'll change it since I've already put it in, but let's give it a shot here.
Yeah, the Clorox cocktail.
See if it'll do anything. Look at that. Totally changed. Wow. Wow.
That's sad, man. That's so sad.
And you can smell it. Like I can literally smell this. Fix this here. Yeah, I can literally smell this. You can see it sudsed up.
Suds.
I guarantee it's slick too on the fingers. Yeah, slippery. Ugh, gross. Just gotta catch it in the States.
1 month later, in late June, the family returned to the United States and was stationed at an Air Force base in Tucson, Arizona. At that point, additional cameras were set up. Video captures Feliciano Johnson pour something into the coffee pot and look over her shoulder to see if anyone is watching. By early July, her husband reported his findings to the Tucson Police Department. Court documents state he, quote, showed the officers at the front desk the video, but since you could not clearly see what she was pouring into the coffee maker, the report was taken with no follow-up. At that point, he purchased additional cameras disguised as fire alarms. He set them up in the laundry room and in the kitchen area where the coffee maker was located.
Watch this. Guaranteed. You're gonna see purple. Boom. Wow.
Feliciano Johnson was caught on camera multiple times, appearing to pour bleach in the laundry room, walking it into the next room, and then pouring it into the coffee maker. Other times, she was caught on camera looking over her shoulder as she seemingly poured the chemical into the machine. After collecting multiple videos that showed her allegedly pouring the bleach into the machine, Feliciano Johnson was arrested on July 18th. She was taken into custody and invoked her right to an attorney immediately, so she wasn't questioned by police. Citing familial ties to the Philippines, prosecutors alleged Feliciano Johnson could be a flight risk. She was later booked into jail on $250,000 bond.
$250,000 bond. Yo woman. Man, that's sad. You think about the months of investigating, sitting up there, setting up cameras and all that. The whole time while she's smiling in your face and you're smiling in her face. She made your girls look bad. She made your girls look bad. That's sad. That's sad. Real stupid. All she had to do was be a wife. He had the money. He had her staying in a nice home. I think that's the worst part of all. It wasn't like they were flat broke. They were struggling. She just couldn't sit her happy tail down somewhere. Let that man go ahead, be a family man, have some kids by him or for him, and live her life. Some people just don't know when they got it good, that they end up doing something to make matters worse. Now she's sitting up in the jail cell on $250-something bond. And check it out. She ain't got no money to be getting out. She didn't have no job. Her job was to make coffee in the morning. She couldn't even do that. She couldn't even do that. So at the end of the day, we cannot sit back and say that one country, the United States or the Philippines, based off the list, Philippines worse than Colombia. We can't say one country doesn't have safety and the other one is super safety, or super safe. Like I mentioned before, there's crime everywhere you go in the world. And so we have to make sure that we're focused and not make any mistakes when it comes to how we handle ourselves as travelers. Here's the last thing I want to close with. Not every bro with a passport is a passport bro. One of the things that I don't like, because it's like a two-edged sword. Because the passport bro movement is not a club, organization, or a group, there is no leader that you can cut the head off and the rest of it's going to fall off. One of the benefits of being the passport bro movement, bros movement, it is what it is, just a movement. There is no leader. It's like an amoeba. It's just moving. But the disadvantage of that is the world, especially women in the States, can attach everything that happens bad to a guy that has a passport. He's a passport bro. No, he's just a tourist that did something stupid. He has nothing to do with the passport bro movement. Passport bros are guys that are actually relocating outside the United States. Like I have written down here, the 4 things that most passport bros focus on. First, cost of living. Trying to get out the United States because it's just, you get a better bang for your buck in another country. Second is cultures. A true passport bro enjoys the fact that other countries are not the United States. Not saying that the States is bad, but a different experience. Different foods, different weather, different environment. The culture, different flowers or plants or fruits, all that is part of the culture. Different landscapes. You know, when you're United States, we got a lot of different landscapes, but it's just regular old United States. It's just regular old United States. You've been here your whole life. But it's cool to go see what other cultures are about and not just see it on, you know, on television shows, on Nat Geo. Number 3 things that Passport Bro focus on is countries. The fact that we can go to several countries and not just be stuck in one country. Whether you are a Passport Bro from Europe or a Passport Bro from Zambia. The fact that you can actually take a passport and experience another country, whether it be for a weekend or for a couple of months or years. And you realize that you can do that. And there are millions of people that will live and die not realizing that they can take advantage of the same things that you take advantage of. Countries. The last thing is, we ain't gonna lie, the coochies, the ladies. Ladies are not the cake, but they are the cherry on top of the cake. We don't focus on the cherry, we focus on the cake. We aren't stupid. There are beautiful women in these countries that we go to. Gorgeous women. Fit, feminine, friendly. You're going to get a smile. You're going to get a good morning. You're going to get some cafe. All these things entail, and this the other thing, I'm going to tell y'all something for real. There's some good freaky women in the States. I ain't gonna lie, there's some good lovers in the States. But bruh, some of these women in other countries, boy, they be putting that thing on you like you ain't there. They make you feel like you a virgin and you 50. Boy, the freakiness that's in some of these countries, boy, some of these Brazilian women put that thing on you. Some of these women in DR, Colombia, and in the Philippines put that thing on you like women in the United States don't do. Come on, hey, stop me if I'm lying. You swore, I'm 40-some years old, I've had the best of the best lovers. Until you get to the Philippines or Thailand and they show you something you ain't never seen before. Yes, there is nothing wrong for men traveling because they are attracted to women in other countries. You know how when you hitting it from the back, fellas, and you hitting it so good, she look back like who are you? With her mouth open and eyes wide, like she's surprised because it's so good. That's how some of us feel when we be with foreign women in their home country. The intimacy is so good and so passionate. Some of us only heard about passion until we got with a woman from another country. I've heard about this thing called passion. Introduce me to it. Some of us have had nothing but intimacy, just sex in the United States. But boy, then you get to Colombia and they start kissing you like they making love to you. Like, are we making love or are we having? Some of y'all think y'all pay for play love y'all. They be so good. I said, some of y'all done fell in love with I remember one time, the first time I went to a brothel, this dude had fell for the pay for play in the brothel. He ready to cuss us out. He had been with her and like 3-4 other guys came behind us, behind him being with her, because she was a sexy chocolate sister. What did this dude say in the brothel? Why do y'all keep choosing her? She tired. Let her rest. Man, every brother in there in that brothel turned around and was like, did this Negro just say let a paper play get some rest? Just because you was up in there for 2 hours? I forgot about that story. Dude sat up there and told them dudes, man, because you know, when he came out, And other brothers were like, man, because, you know, it was a brothel that in Medellin, you know, and it that many sisters in Medellin compared to Cali anyway. So dudes, when they saw it was a sister, they were like, I'm hitting, I'm next. Well, I'm next after y'all dudes to get done. The little dude, he had already been done, but he had spent his time in there paying for extra time. He had been with her twice that day. So we all sitting around just waiting for each other to get done, and then we all gonna head out and get something to eat, right? Now, this is the one and only time that I was the brothel dude. It was me, Ace, and a bunch of other dudes, right? Shout out to the military dudes. And I'll never forget that. My man said, let her rest. Literally like this. Let her rest. What? Y'all wearing her out. Let her rest. This is her job. This is her 9 to 5. And she was fine. Y'all guys come down here, get some women, put it on y'all so good that y'all sit up there be trying to tell dudes in brothels, let her rest. Why don't y'all let her rest? Let the coochie rest. Let her rest. She a good girl. If you don't sit your back somewhere and leave these grown men alone and let them run through her. I'm hungry. Let these brothers go ahead and finish so we can all go get something to eat. So at the end of the day, you know, I like nerdy looking chicks. So as soon as I saw that sexy with the curly hair and she had on glasses, I was like, her. What number? 17. Let me get number 17. With the nerdy glasses on and the big behind and the curvaceousness. Yes, there's nothing wrong with going to other countries for the ladies. But we can't put them at the top of the totem pole. And that's all I ask guys. Put cost of living at the top. Put culture at the top. Put the countries and the opportunities. Meaning, when I say the countries, I also talk about the resources that are in that country. You know, it costs, you know, it'll cost you $20,000 to get veneers like these that I have. And then when you go to Colombia, you paying what, $1,500, $5,000 for the veneers that would have cost you $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 in the States. Surgery. You come down here to Colombia, and some of the most healthiest hospitals in all the world is in Colombia, and they get their doctors from Cuba, and everybody know Cuba's got the best doctors. That's just a given. You got medical students from the United States that go to Cuba now. And so you got the best of the best at a fraction of the price. Healthier food country, healthier foods. Healthier drinks. No GMOs in the food. Some of y'all didn't taste pork for the first time until you left the United States. Is this how pork's supposed to taste? My grandmother told me about this. That this is how pork should taste. Some of y'all ain't taste chicken until you left the United States and you tasted real chicken. Real beef. Some of y'all went down to Brazil or went to Uruguay or Paraguay or went to Argentina and you had real steaks. You're like, is this how a steak is supposed to? This is the most delicioso steak ever. Did they just make this one special for me? The countries. There's so much to experience with the countries. But do not put the ladies on the top of the totem pole. Don't do that. That should never be your number one reason for coming to Colombia. Yeah, don't pedestalize her like the one dude did. That's why I told that story. Why don't y'all let her rest, man? I'll never forget that. Why don't y'all let her, everybody turn their head like, did this Negro just say, let her rest? The other dude said, I'm about to double down. I only wanted her for an hour. I need her for 2. Since he talking about let her rest. Yeah, I need to let her rest. This was in the afternoon. It wasn't like it was 4 o'clock in the morning. It was more like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Y'all need to let her rest. I'm like, boy, how you gonna simp in a brothel where the price is already set? Well, I'm about to get ready to wrap things up, guys. We've been here almost 3 hours. You guys get you some sleep as well. Once again, this is Andrea and Andrea's Love Crossing Borders. I appreciate you guys who all came, all the super chats and cash apps. I appreciate you. Guys, we are looking good. We're at 200 people today in the live stream. We are growing and growing fast. I appreciate you all. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Please subscribe. And if you have a YouTube channel, make sure that you drop the link so everybody can subscribe to your channel that's still in here. Make sure you click that like button on your way out. I like you. And also
Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Once we establish this as a place of truth, Oprah is going to be coming next. So make sure you click that like button to invite Oprah in. All right, I'm out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Once again, my name is Andre of Andre and Andrea's Love Crossing Borders.